Welcome back, my friends, to another edition of Disney Infinity's Under Construction here on ANG. And it is another early morning stream, so this is a Breakfast Club edition. If you have breakfast around midnight. But then again, you can have breakfast any time of the day, can't you? Alright, Toy Box. When last we left, it was the very early stages of the Quidditch arena. This was a fun build. It was a pretty easy build. The only thing I am having some difficulty with, and you'll see in a moment, is getting the scoreboard to operate properly. So I did a lot of thinking on how I wanted to play out the game. And what I came down to at the end of the day was setting it up as a rail game. It would be very easy just to take all the rails out and put a couple of flying objects in there, and you could still do it that way. And if you have 2 players, that would probably be an interesting option. I'm not entirely sure. I'd still have to tweak the logic out a little differently, but it could be done pretty easily. That said, the rails, even with 2 players, offers all kinds of opportunities for head-to-head competition and you know, jumping on the same rail and trying to knock each other out of the way and things like that.
Let's dash.
All right, so here's the thing. If I start this thing in motion, then I won't be able to save any of the changes I make. So for right now, we're going to jump out of here, and then once the changes are made, then I can come back and hit that button. Because it's going to put a bunch of stuff into play that we won't be able to then save. So, where the heck is? I'm on this side. There you go. My open field. Let's jump in down here a little bit. We are going to need to bring some of this stuff up to the surface to work on it. And let's see, we'll need this. Because that is our rings. And of course we'll need this because it's not working. I don't know why. Well, I don't... See, that's the thing. I'm not sure what is or isn't working. At the end of the game, it's not showing a score. Let me try something here. I wonder. Links for results. Which I've done that, but it doesn't do it. See here. We set it to 125, which will never likely reach that high a number. And I also wanted to add... No? Let's see. some reason I feel like you're supposed to be able to add this. New team connection. No? Or maybe up here. Let's try this. Yeah, I think that's what it is. No? Well, now I am a little confused because I really thought you could tie that into one or the other. Alright, well then back to my other dilemma here, which are two. First off being... Let's see something here real quick. Are these all hooked up? Challenge, make a blue ring challenge, blue ring challenge, blue ring challenge. It is hooked up. Broken collected. Increment by 10. Okay, so that's all there for the orange team. Okay. So then I don't need these. What I think I'm going to do is take it out of the challenge maker because that's not what determines the outcome of the game. But actually it is still. Maybe because the target score is not being reached. Let's see. Score results connection. I think that might be part of the problem. We'll set it to 50. And see if that makes any kind of difference. And there's still one other thing we'll need to do then. And that is this. So that is the snitch. Which, at the right point in the game, which is when the time runs down, it's 3 minutes on the clock. Once the time runs down, the snitch runs throughout the stadium. And you have to catch it by, of course, jumping on the rail that will get you there. And, of course, the rails don't always cooperate with the direction of the snitch. And I have found that to be some entertaining action in its own right. As you fall off the rails or even score by going through one of the rings, you will end up down on the ground occasionally. And that is pretty much death. Let me pop over here real quick because we have had a couple of missing persons and I think I just found them. This will turn off the kill switch. so that we can safely go down and retrieve our friends. There you are. I wonder what happened to you guys. Although that's not probably one of the ones I'm really looking for. These are the free movers here, which normally would stay up top. They wouldn't normally fall down. But I had a couple of others that are missing. They're supposed to be hopping up and down. And their sky booth over there at the far end, and I don't see them doing that. We do have referees on the field. They're staying. There should only be 2 referees down there. There's the other, so let's go this route. And that'll give us one of our people back anyway. But we had more. But wait, there's more. So let's just go ahead and add a couple more. Alright, there we have all that. Okay, so that's set, that's set. Might just be a matter of saving it now and giving it a run through. Oh, there's one last thing, yes. Where is my trigger? There we go. New logic connection. When entered by player any. Nope. New logic connection. When entered by player any. Stop effect. And also, new logic connection. When entered by player any. Try something else. Hold on. By player one. We'll say 25 for the blue team. New logic connection. Entered by player 2. Increment by 25 for the orange team. And I'm counting that everybody's probably going to get at least 30 points in regulation time. Actually, I need to do something different here. How do I want to logic this out? Dual action. When target score is reached, input 1. New logic connection. When entered by player any, input 2. New logic connection. When it's complete, we complete the game, which now means I have to probably disconnect that. Otherwise it'll get too many signals. That should do it. So what it's basically telling the game now is getting the 50 points, that's all well and good. That's definitely a part of the signal. The other part is that somebody has to have grabbed the snitch. New logic connection when the game is completed. We're going to say reset and play. But at the same time, new logic connection when the target score is reached. I'm going to turn that off, and it'll turn back on, or it should turn back on, with the new timer. New logic connection when the game is completed. Reset. Well, I think that's it. Dookie, how the heck are you, buddy? It's been a minute since I've heard from you. How you been? I'm doing all right. I am hanging in there. Let's get that out of there. You can see the castle in the background. That'll make a decent thumbnail. And save that up right there. Oh, man. I really want to play this with 2 people and see how it goes. So we could do a share play session whenever we can get enough people together. I'll post something up on the community page. For those of you who are fans of Disney Infinity, you can join us on the PlayStation Network in the community section. It's called Infinity Ever After. There we go. All right, let's take a whack at it. So we're going to go back inside and start like the game had loaded in. This door here actually drops down to let us out, and then it will go right back up. I do have a locator down there because this will be tying into the Hogwarts build, so I'll need that. So I did basically a replica of the Hogwarts build. Much smaller, much faster, just castle pieces. But I wanted it to still have that feel that as you're playing the game, depending on what your point of view may be at any given time, I want you to feel like you're on the same map. Now we have all of our jumping people. Then you see the other fans kind of milling about. All right. And as we exit here, the door will drop down and let us out. Oh, no. And as I'm about to say, then it'll go back up. So make sure you get on the field. Doesn't matter if you go right or left at first. This is just kind of like entering the arena, circling around one time, saying hello to the fans. And then the game will drop in right about here, and you'll start the challenge. So as you can see, there's some rails that are going to be switching around on you, which will make it a little bit different each time as to where you end up going. There's no reason 2 of you can't be on the same rail fighting for position. And as you see, 10 points went to the blue team there, and you will be de-rezzed pretty much every time. Because it's got to reset the rings. See if I can get this other rail here. There we go. So it's not adding points there because I'm not that player. It'll only score for me if I hit the blue ones.
Nobody saw that, right?
Whoops. Well, how did I get away with that? There you go.
And I'm back.
Whoa. There we go. So it's showing the 10 points each time. It's not showing a running total, which I don't know. Maybe it doesn't do that, but I would think it would. As you can see, you do have a lot of ability to move around the map, despite which team you're on. So if you need to go after someone or chase the snitch, it's doable. It won't be easy, and some of it's going to be the luck of the draw, the way the rails work out. But I kind of like this, and I really want to see what happens when you put two people on this thing at once. Swing and a miss.
Nobody saw that, right?
No. Nobody saw nothing. Oh, shoot.
Put me in, coach.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining in regulation time. Whoops. Oh, how'd that happen? Must have missed something there.
That was weird. You get to try again? Awesome! Nobody saw that, right?
All right, we're getting ready for snitch time. And a miss.
And I'm back.
All right, snitch should be running. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. Now we got to catch the snitch. Well, that's not exactly the way I wanted that to work out.
Put me in, coach.
It's going to be close. Where's the snitch? Where's the snitch? Now you can dive out there and grab it.
Right?
Why is it stuck? Well, that's a new one. Well, we caught it.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
Somehow, I think the fact that I had enough points without the snitch, and I think that stopped the path creator from working, so I might have to kill that part out. Yeah. Pretty sure that's exactly what that was. All right, well, that's pretty much the Quidditch builds for right now. Like I said, I feel like I should do more with this than just a quick flyby, but again, with this one, I just went with castle blocks alone. And it arguably came out almost as good as the other. If I were going to redo the Hogwarts castle, I would probably just stick with the blocks alone as opposed to everything I did. Because you can get a really pretty similar... I'd make it bigger than this, obviously. This is a much more scaled down version, and there's no interior to speak of. But all in all, got the little covered bridge, Hagrid's cottage down there. All right, let's do this. Let's load back in so I can make the changes. Again, you don't want to make changes after you've played through a level because then certain parts of the logic will save as if they're already done as opposed to their initial setup mode. For example, my path creator for the snitch would already be most likely saved in the on position or the off position when I want it in a different one. Not worth the risk, so. Plus, if you've ever tested out a toy box or a level and you've done any damage to the set, let's say breakaway pieces, things like that, and then you go saving changes, well, all those breakaway pieces are now gone. You might not even realize it till later on.
Keep up with me out there?
Okay, once again, we don't want to mess around with any of the logic, so we'll just jump out. And we'll come over to here. And then I'll walk you guys through what I've done here. Wow, who's free and roaming out here? Is that a ref? It is. Well, that explains it all, man. How are you going to call it from out there? No wonder you guys get it wrong all the time. Alright, so what we are going to do is let's see, path creator. Gonna get rid of that. And target reaches off. This is probably the one I really wanted off anyway. We'll get rid of that. And that should prevent that from happening again. Let me go ahead and save this, then I'll walk you all through what I did to make this all happen. What the heck?
Nobody saw that, right?
I don't even know what happened. Going up. Going down. Come here, buddy. You want me in a picture? If you're going to be in a picture, you got to be following the camera. All right, let's take a look around, shall we? So down here we have our Box of Doom. That is our yellow trigger area here, which is connected down below to a kill switch right here. So anytime you enter that box, you'll be de-rezzed. The repeater is for the crowd noise. That will issue the crowd noise. The noise is triggered on the fly-in camera when you get to right about this point. And then the crowd starts to come into focus and you start to hear them as you enter the stadium. And it'll go on throughout the match. Through the replayer down below here that we had up a little while ago, let's take a look at the game logic here. So we've got our 3-minute timer. We've got our replayer. On the replayer, I've got all 6, 3 and 3. We have 3 gold and 3 blue down here. You have to remember that you need it to be in the record mode when you assign point values to these things. So you already want to have your game, or your scoreboard in, rather. And then as you load these in, then in the record mode, you have to say, this is worth 10 points, this is worth 10 points, or whatever points you're going to assign, and set it to which team it goes to before you stop recording. Otherwise, you'll be doing all that for nothing. And that's what I basically did. So all of those rings go to the scoreboard right here, and they tell it it's either gold or blue getting 10 points each. As you saw earlier, we assigned it to a 50-point max. And again, just added the dual action trigger because 2 things have to take place before we can end the game, and the second one always being getting the snitch, which this time should run continuously. So the snitch is right here. We've got our effects locator, which is basically just that spark. And we've got our... what do you call it? Dynamic trigger, thank you. And they're both tied together to one thing, and that is right here, locator, which will jump on the track and follow around the arena. So as long as you get to within 15 paces of it, as we see more stragglers outside, as long as you get to within 15 steps of it, then you will have captured the snitch. Again, I can see this being a lot of fun with 2 people battling it out on the rails. At some point in time, I will hopefully get the opportunity to do that. Down here, we've got the game. What do they call this? Game Maker? No. Yeah, Game Maker. And it is basically set that when you hit that button to start the game off and the camera flies in, it doesn't give you the prompt to get out of camera mode because you can't. Because you really want to set off the sound effects. And that won't happen if it doesn't run its path. Plus, I spent all that time building this stupid thing. I wanted to have some opportunity to be seen at least. And on this guy here, it is our reset. So every time a goal is scored for either team, this button will be pressed. This button will then set off, I believe, a 2-second delay, and at that time, this will go into effect, and it will it will replay the rings and put them all back up, including the one that was just taken away. The scoreboard, as it increases, will clear. So once you get one, they'll all disappear. And then this will bring them right back 2 seconds later, which is another reason why we automatically de-res every time a goal is scored. And for that, it is also tied to the kill switch. That every time the scoreboard increments, all the players are de-resed. Of course, we got our music box down there. That's self-explanatory. The path creator here is for the door that goes up and down and to let you into the match. It does it one time only. If you get stuck in there, you'll have to reload the game, or you'll have to jump out of it, I guess, more easy. And again, the opening scene, when you jump on the rail, does nothing other than get you onto the playing field. And I can see why I exploded on the first attempt. Although it doesn't normally do that, so. But it's okay. And that'll just bring you up either the left side or right side. Really doesn't matter because the actual start of the game will take place over in here. Yeah, so whether you go left or right matters not, because you'll both end up either here or on this side, and one of you will get there first. You'll go through here, and that's what actually initiates the prompt to start the game. This is our camera fly-in on this yellow rail here, and this is our snitch path. When I did the snitch path, I have to admit I wasn't considering the fact that this rail is only for the intro. There's really no way of getting to it. Well, you know what? Never say never. You might be able to jump from here or something. I don't know. I never tried that. Wouldn't be easy, I can tell you that. But it wasn't designed for that anyway. So, that all said, I would have kept it more in the gameplay area, I think, had I known. But it's okay. It still works. So that's the Quidditch arena. It's done. It's finished. It now appears to be working properly. And hopefully we'll get an opportunity to do a share play and actually put two people on this thing at the same time and see what happens. Now that's a view. What's up, guys? I got you. I got you. I can double jump. Can you double jump? You can't double jump, can you? Ah. So that's it. Harry Potter Quidditch Arena is done, and that is the next portion of the entire Hogwarts build that I'm working on. Next up, I think, is going to be the train station, which I'm looking forward to. I'm going to probably rewatch a little bit just to get some visual reference. I love my visual references.
Whoa!
And
I'm back.
And he's back.
Whoa!
See how they all disappear?
Okay.
And then they all
that
reappear.
was weird. Whoa! Put me in, coach. Whoa! I get to try again? Awesome!
So there you have it. All right. That is going to conclude this edition of Under Construction. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys like the arena. And if you build one of your own, please let me see some pictures. At the very least, do screenshots. Post them up in our community section, which, once again, PlayStation Network, Disney Infinity Under Construction. Or try it again. Infinity Ever After is the name of our community page. We'd love to have you if you're not already there. Join the dark side. In the meantime, I wish you all a fond farewell for the evening. I'm going to get some sleep, I think. I remind you, as I do each and every time, Disney Infinity is the only game where the only limitation is your imagination. Look forward to seeing you guys again real soon when we are back here once again on All Night Gaming, and we are under construction. So long, everybody.